It's your boy Noah, aka SenpaiNoah. You know the vibes. I'm back at it again with another video. This is our 100 subscriber special. Thank y'all for all the like and for all the support lately, and thank y'all for all the subs. But I know y'all don't want to get bored, so let's get straight into it. This is a pretty embarrassing story. I kind of didn't want to tell this, but I might as well. It's a pretty funny one, in my opinion. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So this story started on like 2 years back. 2 years back, I didn't really have no weed knowledge. I didn't know nothing about weed. So basically, I used to hang out with, let's just call them my cousins. They're not really my cousins, but let's just call them that for the sake of the story. I used to hang out with them like every day. We do crazy stuff every day. Like if you watch back a couple of videos of the first time drunk story, that was with them. So I was hanging out with them, and then they had like this other friend over. We don't need it. She don't really matter. It's not even important. So basically, they were over, right? And I had like 5 grams. I probably got ripped off, to be honest. If I'm be real, I probably got ripped off. But yeah, I didn't. So I had 5 grams, but I didn't have anything to roll with. I didn't have nothing to smoke. I didn't have swishers. I didn't have like papers. I have nothing. So basically, I have nothing. So I asked the oldest one out of all of them that's had way more experiences than me, like have done like acid trips. But this man probably did cocaine, to be honest, if I'm be real with y'all. So I believed him. So he tells me that I could eat weed raw and get high off of it. So I'm in here thinking like, really? Like I could really do that? So then he leaves. He leaves to go somewhere, and that just leaves me and then my cousin and the other girl that they had over. So basically, they had them over, and then I'm just sitting there looking at my weed. Now I kept my weed in like an iPhone case back when I used to smoke. So I used to keep my weed in an iPhone case. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, that don't seem like a half bad idea. Nah, I didn't know that how weed tasted. Let's just think about that for a second. So I go grab my iPhone case, and then I go sit on like outside on like the trampoline, and then I take that, I put that junk in my mouth, and y'all, it tasted so nasty. That whole tastes like green eggs and ham, green eggs and ham, foul, disgusting, worse than doo doo. So basically, I ate that, right? And it was nasty as hell. I was gagging, like, ugh, I feel like throwing up. So, but I was chilling, like, I just ate it, and I was like waiting for the effects, right? So I didn't feel anything after like 30 minutes. So I'm like, this is dumb. Like, well, where's the effect? And then one of my cousins is like, maybe you need to eat another one. So I'm like, you right, cause I mean, she didn't know nothing about weed, cause she had never smoked weed before. But that didn't sound like I had a bad idea. So I was like, all right. So I eat another one, right? I eat another gram. It was a little bit better than the first time because I knew what I was gonna expect. So I'm just chewing, you know. It still tastes like green eggs and ham, but I'm still going. I'm like chiefing through it. So basically, I do that, and then I fall asleep. So I fall asleep, and I'm like, I think I missed my high. I thought that was because I had never been high before. So I thought I had missed my high. So I go back in there and I eat another one. I eat another gram. So instead of taking 1 gram this time, I take two because I really want to get high at this point. So basically, I'm waiting for the high, right? And I'm like, man, why isn't it working? Because then my cousin comes back, and then he's like, bro, where did all the weed go? And then I'm like, I ate it all. He's like, bro, you're so dumb. Like, you can't eat weed, Noah. I'm like, what? Why would you tell me that? Now, if I ever see this nigga again to this day, I will smack him on sight. That was the that was probably the worst experience I've ever had with weed, other than getting laced. It's probably the worst experience. Like, who who would go through the trouble of telling like a rookie, a noob, that you can't eat weed? So then I'm mad as hell for the rest of the day. I don't even care about the last 2 grams. Like I don't even want to smoke. Like I take like a break. I take like a month break after that. I didn't want to do anything because I was like mad as hell. But other than that, that's the end of the story. Thank y'all for all the support lately, and we're grinding to 200 subs. Other than that, y'all stay safe and stay cool. Peace.